Community. Community showed up and showed out. And I know in the Bible, not being too well versed in this particular scripture, but I know my people know what I'm saying is in time of adversity, a brother will be born to help in times of need. And that's exactly what the Lord showed in this time. I must make mention that when this incident occurred, even though I could verbally tell people or put it on social media, that was not my intention or my focus at all. I didn't really want anybody to know other than my family, in a sense, because all I was focused on was that prayer that I prayed to the Lord was to heal my body. And that's what I was focused on, was healing. Also, I did not want to scare a lot of people or even have a lot of people worry. And then on top of that, the constant questions and then having to reiterate the story, I was I would have flashbacks of the incident of me getting hit, and it would bother me. And it still does to this day. I am very adamant about quick movements, and please don't move too quickly around me, or people running, be aware of your surroundings, like all of that. But with that being said, I just didn't want to, it wasn't time for me to share the story. And for those that did find out, it was because I was already involved in certain things that I could no longer participate in. So I had to let them know so that they could plan accordingly. But other than that, my focus was getting better and healing my body. Now, with that being said, for again, those that did find out through the grapevine, calling consistently, texting, and showing up at the house, bringing food, just sitting there just to be with me and praying for me. It has changed me forever. And I'll tell you why. Because for someone who also has a very independent spirit, where if I see something and I want it done, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to go and do it. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I don't also want to be a burden. If I know that I am well capable of doing it, then I'm going to do it. But when it gets to those certain points where you need to ask for help and you don't, then you've missed out on a blessing. And the Lord, once again, opened my heart, my mind, and my eyes to this, to not be stubborn. And when somebody opens their hands to help, it's because they truly and genuinely want to help you. And it can also be looked at as someone who seems stuck up. That may not even be the word that I'm looking for. When somebody says, let me help you, how can I help you? And you're like, oh, I'm good, or whatever. And you're trying to be as humble as you are because you don't want somebody to get involved in the situation or have to do something out of their way and stuff like that. So that was my mindset. I didn't want anybody to go out of their way to do something. But on the other aspect of it, people really did want to help. And in some cultures, that's what they do. And they can, if you say no to it, they can look at you sideways like, you too good to get help when you need help. And so the Lord was showing me that. And so he softened my heart on that part, because I've always prayed for community and for people of different backgrounds, ethnicities, cultures, whatever the case may be, that I may be able to meet them and join together with them in some way, form, or fashion. And being an athlete from the age of 6 and being on teams, I knew that camaraderie and what that felt like to be on a team. Now that I'm older and a different dynamic, being a mother and a wife and, in a career and stuff like that, I was looking at it a little differently. But the Lord redirected my mind shift and was like, Crystal, I'm sending you people to help you because they want to, and they love you and they support you. So when they come, don't look the other way and open your hands and say, yes, I will receive your help. And that was a game changer for me. And I look at community a totally different way. I love you guys, those that y'all know who you are, who showed up and were pure, authentic, and genuine, and got to see me in my worst as well. Even though you didn't see the full impact of it, you got to see a little bit of it. And even if you didn't come over and you called, or you just stopped by or left a message, it was so impactful for me and my family. And you will never know how much I appreciate that, because the way the Lord showed me what community looks like, I'm forever indebted to it. And I know that if somebody else was in that predicament and I knew of it, Crystal and her family is showing up as well. But at this time, community was a game changer to let me know that I'm not alone. And that was another key that the Lord was showing me. Crystal, in times of need and when you are down and you can't help yourself, I'm going to bring forth people that are going to come to be with you, to let you know that you're not alone. And I also want to insert there, a lot of people are like, I don't have community to look to. There are far more resources out there than where people genuinely want to help you. And there's people who don't even know you who love you, who want to help, but you got to find those. And for me, I was blessed to have a tight-knit, supportive family, but also my church family. And my church family really stepped in, and my sisters who live in different cities, who couldn't be here, still called and to check on me. And it really played an integral part in this healing process for me. And again, I'm truly indebted to the Lord opening that chapter in my life to see how I receive community and a different perspective of how I open my hands to say, yes, I need help. Because when you're trying to be too humble and you end up really being stubborn and saying, no, I don't need help, when you really do. And the Lord has time and time again showed people in front of you who are saying, here, I'm willing to help. And you say no. That's a blessing that you keep on missing, that the Lord has been putting in front of you. He's been blessing you and you've been looking the other way, trying to think that you're being a good person by saying, I got this, when you really don't. And he's giving you the help with people who genuinely want to help. So I want to shout out to those of you who made the impact in mine and my family's life, and truly had intentions and were genuine in reaching out to see how I was doing and how my family was doing. Going to the next part, check it out.